promise of God you try to fulfill with your own hand, it will kill you. It will destroy your testimony. You get my? It will do what? To destroy your testimony. So when God speaks, let him fulfill it. So David was just quiet, serving. He already knew that he would be king. Before he even killed Goliath, he knew. Let's say he never understood the ways of God. When he killed Goliath and the women began to sing, David Saul have killed 1,000. David have killed 10,000. David will have taken advantage of the situation. Say, hey, democracy. A lot of people are singing for me now. It's like your name is everywhere on social media. David will just have organized a campaign in another part and gather all those women and say, God spoke to me. He will not even say Samuel came. You know, pride make you diminish people that God use. That's why all these things happen on social media. Nature and Abel, Damina, I just they laugh. Pride makes you diminish people that God use. Abel could be saying some things that does not align with scriptures. People who know are just watching and laughing over the whole stuff. You see, and I was speaking to somebody. I was speaking to somebody 2 days back. I asked the person, "Are these pastors born again?" Because if you are born again, you will not lie. You will not be lying with boldness and calling people rats. There's one person in Port Harcourt calling Abel rat. I said, is he safe? Would Jesus have called Abel rat because of he made such a true claim? I knew when Pastor Eneche was carrying the Bible of Joshua Telena as his boy. Do you know how I knew? Abel, Damina, Pastor Joshua, all of them are all children of my spiritual father who came here.
Jesus is the only one that had what
just that the man is too humble not to talk. He raised Abel's father. Abel's father was a member of his church. He helps Abel to start the church where Abel is. So in the whole of Nigeria, there is no preacher, I say with some sense of responsibility, that have the fire that my father have. No preacher in the whole of Nigeria.
Okay, before we continue, let me quickly point out that what he just said now, that his spiritual father, there's nobody like him in Nigeria, that is an exaggeration. And every exaggeration is a lie. And the Bible made us to understand in Proverbs chapter 12 verse 22 that the Lord detests lying lips. So if he's trying to say some people are lying, he himself should check the kind of words that he use. Exaggeration, you are magnifying something beyond what it is. Because how many men of God have you met that you can now draw that conclusion and say that in the whole Nigeria, you only know the few that are close to you and the ones you are seeing on TV. There are some people that are even odd than those that we are seeing at the top right now. So I just say, let me correct that. But that's not the essence of this message. Just continue and listen to the message.
So his prayer fire, none of them has. So when you look at Abel, the way he pray, you see my spiritual father's fingerprint. You look at Joshua, you see my spiritual father's fingerprint. And you look at Eneche, you also see it. Eneche does not pray like Oyedepo. Oyedepo don't pray like that. It doesn't pray like Adeboye that is claiming to be their fathers and fathers. Now, in fact, I was even confused. Adeboye called Eneche his son. Oyedepo called Eneche his son. So I don't know whose son is. Church. All these father-son things, I don't even know where we are taking it to. Yeah, my son. Yeah, my father. Shut up! We have taken members away from God. Nobody is saying, I belong to Jesus. It is, I am spiritual son of this, spiritual father of that, spiritual son of this. So, all those stuff, they are lying and talking. I asked myself, do they even read Revelation 21? They say, all liars. You could be anointed, but when you lie. I know 3 or 4 preachers that if they have not touched Eneche's life, there will be no Eneche. And Oyedepo is not one of them. Neither is Adeboye. We were there in Abuja when all those meetings were holding. I was attending them. I was sneaking him attending the meetings. So we know all those stuff. So, but there's no glory in all this stupid fight. You get my point? And I look at it and say, these people just need to leave this space. They have polluted the air. They have found the air with what is not. They should just leave the space and let us fight and get these souls, because people are dying and going to hell from the church. I mean, people are going to hell from the church, and they're talking about spiritual sons, spiritual for that, spiritual nonsense. It's crazy. So you don't diminish those who lay foundation for your success. Even if it was a cup of water they gave you, recognize it. It is pride that make people diminish such things. It's pride that make people diminish such things. Pride is overestimation of self. So when you overestimate yourself, you diminish people who help you and you call them rats. People that without them you will not exist. Somebody called you. You met somebody that say you want to go to the UK for your medical, to go and do medical, you and your wife. Then you come back to Nigeria and be doing, and the person now say, well, let me hear from God. And the person heard from God and called the following day and said, God is saying go to Abuja. Why won't you value that? For God's sake. Why can't you just humble yourself and say, I recognize him. God use him. It will not take anything from you. Do you think it is cheap for somebody to call you and say, come, go to Abuja? That's where God says you should start ministry. And you went and you got the result. And you are diminishing such a person. And you think you are bigger than him. Even if you begin to gather the whole people like Ronaldo, that doesn't mean you are bigger than that person. You are not big. Bigness is not in the crowd. It's not crowd of that's not what makes that you are big. That's why by the time they die and go, their churches also go with them, because it is fake. It's not real. It's a balloon. It's not real. You don't diminish a person who call you. Let's assume my coming to Kenya, anybody called me and said, come, the Lord is saying go to Kenya, and I came here. No matter how great will become, I'll be bringing that person every year to honor him, so that he see the fruit of his work. I mean, of that direction he gave me. But in my own case, I was praying and God spoke to me. You get my point? You don't devalue them. You don't diminish them. It's not easy, because you will have been somewhere doing your medical practice and nobody will know you. That initial direction, if it does not happen, Oyedepo will not have known you. Adeboye will not have known you. Now they are all coming because you built a big house. They are all coming because you have money. And all the Abuja wealth, you gathered and you sow it seed to them. I knew when they took 500,000. Let me not go into those stories. All these people. And that is how when I look at all these things, I say, God, thank you for helping me to check, to see all these things. You now begin to ask yourself, where are we going? Which heaven are we going to? Which heaven are we going to? The Spirit of Christ in you will make you value those who make contributions to your life. No matter how small. No matter how small. Are you understanding what I'm saying? By God's grace, all the people who played role that got us to where we are, we have honored them. I'm still checking who is still there that I have not honored. I'm still looking. Is there anybody I forgot? I was listening to the message. It's even on YouTube that when I honored my younger sister for the tithe she was sending to us when we came to Kenya. Those monies were small, but they were significant. Without those monies, maybe we may not have even been where we are. They were very small monies, but they were significant. Look at the role that such thing played at that time. Because those things contributed to you becoming who you are today. I know God will do miracles in your life. I know God will change things. But do not forget the people he used. Show them honor. Make it an everlasting practice, so long as you are alive on earth, not to diminish those God used to get you to where you are. Make it an everlasting word practice. Appreciate them for their kindness and their sacrifice. They could become zero now. Not everybody I have honored are good now. No. But what concerns me, when they gave me the help them, you get my point? Didn't I collect it? So that is it. There was even one little girl one time that used to come to our house then. Not little. So I met somebody asking the person, can I find this girl? They said, no, we can't. I said, if you can help me find her, let me just appreciate her with something. Because that's how life is. Don't become anything on your own. People will make little contributions in your life. Some will give you water, some will give you shoe to wear, some will give you socks, some will give you even cancer. Just as all those things gather, please take.
The question now is Pastor Paul Eneche lying? Because the reason for this is because Pastor Eneche have not really come out to deny that he don't have contact with Abel, Damina, or they don't know each other. It's just because he's silent, he has not said anything. And with one or two things that people are adding together as an assumption that maybe he was referring to Dr. Abel Damina. Even Abel Damina confirmed it that he does not have issue with Paul Eneche, that Eneche is not saying anything. To my own opinion, I think we should not allow these things to drag us to sin. Let's just wait and watch till Pastor Paul Eneche finally come out to say something that this is the person that ordained me and this is how my church started. Because even in the recent video, he still explained how he got direction. He did not mention Dr. Abel Damina. So please, let's just keep our calm and not allow this to drag us into sin. We can only just create an assumption, but in our assumptions, let us not sin. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.